So what's going on, guys? It is Pone here, and I'm bringing you guys a little competitive scrim right here. I'm playing with a few guys. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're kind of, BK Randys, but some of these OpTic guys, OpTic Gaming, something like that. I don't know. I've never heard of them before. So, but that's going to be the topic of today, guys. The topic that I'm going to talk to you guys about is competitive gaming, and they're trying to make some pushes, some pulls, some tugs, some some wink wink, all kinds of crazy things they're trying to do. Is to try to unite the gaming community for Call of Duty, not only just commentators, but MLG pros. And I've got a couple questions I want to ask you guys in it. So if you guys can be dead honest with me, I want to know what you guys honestly think. As viewers, as people that watch YouTube on a regular basis, I want to know what you guys think, and so do these guys. So I wanted to put this up as a little testy, and I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. But before we hop into that real quick, I want to take a moment out, and I want to thank you guys again for 100,000 subscribers. It's an amazing milestone. I'm still on that next level high. I'm like so excited about it. I'm shaking still. I mean, permanent erection for days, guys. I've really been blessed to do this, and I wanted to thank you guys for all the praise and the thank yous and congratulations and nudes that you guys sent me. Especially the nudes. I can't, that's helped me beyond the fact of YouTube. So I just wanted to thank you guys one more time. And, I make a couple new mistakes in this, as you guys can tell, because this is my idea. I'm going to give you guys my idea on competitive gaming via, or versus pub stomping or 1v1s. Basically, in my mind, competitive gaming, pub stomping, and 1v1s are entirely, you might as well be putting in a whole nother disc. They're nothing alike, in my personal opinion. When somebody gets butt hurt and they're like 1v1, I'm like, most people don't have experience in 1v1. 1v1 doesn't prove if you're better at Call of Duty than it. Call of Duty is a team-based game. It's oriented around, how you can communicate and how you can play and everything like that. I'm sorry, I was a little bitch burp, and that's what it comes down to. So I think if you have experience in a certain one, you could be great at it. Now, for example, the first time I went in and I started playing with some of these MLG pros, I started getting my shit pushed in. I couldn't compete. I was going like 12 and 18, and I was just getting bullied around. And I consider myself one of the top line, pub stompers. And then that's part of the thing. It's part of the issues I also want to talk about. And but then again, I've played with some of these pros, and outside of the competitive playlist, even with the FAMAS, they don't do too hot in pub games. But I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying that's where experience lies. If you have experience getting those kill streaks and running through pubs and knowing how they play and knowing the spawns, then that's a great thing. If you have experience in competitive, odds are you're going to do better against a pub stomper. And that's just how it balances out. It's a very rare thing to find somebody that's exceptional at both. In all honesty, I mean, everybody has some pub experience. Not everybody has some MLG experience. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is your personal opinions on it. Right now, before I start dipping into what I feel about it and getting all emotional, I want you guys to tell me what you guys honestly think about competitive gaming. Do you think it's a joke? Do you think it's just whatever? Because I asked on Twitter the other day, and the main thing I heard about was these guys had their ego so big. And I'm not saying that's not something you don't find on YouTube commentaries or anything like that. Egos are egos. If you think you're good at something, or you excel, or you're a better commentator, or you have a pig penis, you're automatically going to think you're the shit. So, outside of that little factor, what do you guys honestly think about these guys? Because I think the biggest two reasons people did not like MLG gamers that I mentioned on Twitter was they have super egos. There's a lot of drama and beef amongst them. It's just a bunch of childish shit. And I have been following the crowd and Twitter and everything. And don't get me wrong, YouTube commentators, we have our fair share of drama and shit like that. But I've seen a next level immaturity from some of the MLG guys on Twitter, choosing sides, teams, there's a good chunk of female gamers out there, and a lot of them are, dating all these random guys and stuff like that, and it seems like there's a lot of fucking high school drama amongst the MLG crowd, and I don't see too much of that from the commentating side. But either way, there's drama either side. That's just one of the things that kind of annoys me, is it just seems like they're a little bit more immature than us, and I'm not trying to be mean or point fingers or anything like that. That's just something that I've noticed, and I could just be wrong, or maybe I'm just not following the proper crowd or anything, but that's where I lie. As well as I wanted to let you guys know that I've been live streaming a lot. I didn't announce it in the 100K video yesterday. I told you guys about the t-shirts and all that good stuff, but I've also been gaming with subs a lot, and I've been live streaming. I'll put the link down below if you guys want to get a chance to get in some games. It's totally random, but I'll be doing it across PC, PS3, and Xbox over the next week or two. I didn't play with subs last night. I was actually in some more scrims for the first time in like 2 months. I got in some nice little scrims with some of the Team Fear guys. It was pretty fun. It was pretty good. It's good to know that I can kind of hang with these guys. It's a pretty cool factor to me. But I've still got to learn. I still make a lot of new mistakes in this. I got to learn the spawns. I got my shot down. That's okay. But you know, in the end of this, I've had a lot of fun playing this and learning the competitive side. It brings you in. And even though it is all FAMAS, I don't care about it. And people are like, oh, just ban the FAMAS. Then they're going to switch to the AUG. And if the AUG's not there, it's going to be the 74U. Everybody's going to find a go-to gun. You know, one popular guy says, hey, man, I use the Spectre best. 99% of the people are going to use the Spectre, even if we're down to, like, the MPL Spectre and everything like that. So it's a big crowd. People are going to keep doing the same thing. So even if you ban one gun, you're pretty much going to see only one or two guns either way. So, you know, that's just my answer to everybody that complains about it. I know it's not a lot of variety, but it's still cool to see how some of the best players in the Call of Duty scene play. If I was to go heads up against pub stompers, you know, like those showdowns and stuff, you know, that's a lot of options. A lot of different people can win. A lot of good people are good at doing that in the free-for-alls and stuff like that. Competitive is entirely a different, it's totally different. It's totally different. I remember getting my ass handed to me the first time I tried to actually play against some of these MLG pros. I was butthurt for days, going through withdrawals, had the shakes. I was like, so my ego was cut in half, fed to the dogs, regurgitated, fed to some cats, and just went down the cycle. You know, it was just so crazy. And I have to admit though that I've got some practice. I've played with like Team Babe and some of these guys, Modi and RJ. I've been gaming with lots of cool, you know, MLG pros and stuff like that. And it's been refreshing to learn something. And not even refreshing, challenging is the word. You know, pub stomping gets boring sometimes. Streaks get boring sometimes. Putting yourself and pushing yourself against guys in their own natural environment where they're used to doing these next level pro gaming things is just incredible to me. I think it's a massive thing to do. Is if you guys can back up and you can play on a competitive level. Like right there, I just cut off the rush. I just saved him to go over there and cap. And I think that's amazing if you learn to work together. Just go hard on these guys, spawn trap. It is nothing compared to pub stomping. You have to have a little bit more patience. You got to learn. I mean, you guys never see me drop shot or anything like that. I play on default and I still drop shot and all that shit. I don't know how I didn't get that guy. But you never see this different side of me, and it's because I'm actually trying, and that's not something you see too often. And I wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think about it? What do you guys think about watching it? What do you guys think about the players? And even more so, I think they're trying to make a push towards merging us together. Now, the one thing that I've always noticed is there has been a little bit of hostility, a little bit of, you know, issues amongst the commentators and pros, because a lot of the pros, even a lot of commentators, have their egos, you know, shoved so far up their ass that it's impossible to co-interzict. It's just like, for example, like the MLG pros think commentators, we're just garbage because we pub stomp, we play bad players. Thus, you know, we can't hang with good players. And don't get me wrong, that is very, very true. A lot of commentators probably wouldn't even come close to it. But then again, with a little bit of experience, some of them might shock you. I mean, like for example, I would take, if I was to make a beast pub stomping team, I'd have like Marka J, Fearcrad, so on and so forth. But then again, with somebody with a little experience, I'd probably go with like Justra or T Martin to run through and do, you know, competitive. You know, experience is definitely a key in this. And that's just what I personally feel about it. But I wanted to know what you guys think about it. I wanted to honestly know what you guys feel about watching it and everything like that, because they're trying to make a push, excuse-moi, about the whole competitive scene. They're trying to get, you know, like even Next Gen Tactics has stepped up. You know, I was talking to Guns the other day, and he was telling me about how they're trying to get a whole pro team and sponsor them and everything like this. That we're trying to work it together because Call of Duty in the competitive scene is kind of failing right now. They're losing views and everything like that. And if we want Call of Duty to continue to be a competitive game and continue to exist in like a fashion of game battles and stuff like this, because many things are going to take a hit. If COD drops off of MLG, you're going to lose. Nobody's going to have game battles or anything like this anymore. So we need to start supporting these guys on a whole nother level. We got to do something great. We got to start watching these guys and try to maybe even compete. I mean, we got lots of these tournaments out. You got like Game Dunzo, game battles, all these random things that do you know, matches and tournaments and everything like that. And it's an awesome crowd. You just got to get in there and you got to give it a chance. And I've known guys that have like a 1 KD and can play on a competitive level like it's nothing, but go into pubs and go like 16 and 24. So even if you don't think you're that great a pub star, maybe you can learn and start to outthink and play on a competitive level, because, well, you just never know. Like I said, experience and communication is just as important as gun skill. And you know, so like I said, that we're trying to kind of merge together, try to work together. Some of these commentators are trying to do that, and I would rather show you guys. I'd like to show you guys what competitive is like. I want to give you guys some scrims. I'm going to live stream. I'm going to play some. I've tried my best to tell you guys about competitive gaming, and I want to know what you guys think about it. If you've ever watched them, what you like, what you don't like. Some of these guys, I'm gonna get Holiday Doc, Icons. I'm getting a handful of these guys to come watch this video and check the comments to see what you honestly think, as viewers, as subscribers to a YouTube commentator actually thinks about the MLG scene. So if you guys can, honestly leave your opinions down below. It's really going to help us out a lot. I'd like to get in board and have some fun with these guys. Maybe even eventually, hopefully, make it to an MLG event and possibly participate. So lots of things are coming through. I want to know what you guys think about it. Thanks for all the support. 100K and boners for days, guys. I love you guys. Get it.